How god-awful! This is crazy disgusting! How dare you have your own husband eat such a deplorable meal as this for lunch at work? Didn't anyone teach you how to cook for the man you want to keep around? God, this is so freaking bad! Making someone as elite as myself, who's about to sit in one of the highest seats within this company, eat something so disgusting!
You always say things like that, yet you went and ate it all, right?
What?
You're always complaining about my cooking like that, so you really don't have to do it over the phone anymore, all right?
What kind of an attitude is that? As your husband, I am trying to give you some very important advice right now as to how you can make your meals more appetizing for me.
Then tell me, what was the most disgusting thing today in that lunchbox?
I shouldn't even have to tell you that it's the freaking broccoli that you cooked. I'm sure you put them in here as the main dish out of this whole lunchbox, but that also happens to be the most disgusting thing I've had to eat. You really are the worst wife ever, Rose.
The fact that you can't even identify the food your mom made for you to eat should mean that you're the worst son ever, right?
What?
That boiled and seasoned broccoli that's in your lunchbox was made by your mother for me to send with you for lunch. She made too much of it last night and told me to take some home and give it to you.
Huh? Wait, my mom was the one who made this?
So if you have a problem with the food she made for you, then how about you go and complain to her instead of me?
Hold on.
Jesus frickin' Christ, Heath. Today is your last day of work before the holidays, right? How about, instead of getting all worked up over the food your mom made for you, you go back to work and stop wasting your company's money? Good evening, Rose. Good evening, Irene. It's getting very close to that time of the year again, isn't it? It sure is. Rose, are you already on break from work right now? Sure am. Yesterday was my last day of the year, and I'm now off for the next 2 weeks. Are you wanting to ask for my help with making the Christmas dinner this year? Oh, no. You don't have to worry about cooking for us all this year. What? Are you sure? We talked about how this year a lot more of the family would be coming over to my place this year to celebrate before, correct? Oh, that's right. We talked about how we'd need to be cooking a lot more to prepare for the dinner and everything, and your daughter and you made a plan for a lot of it. That's right. We sure did work on a plan for that. But my husband brought up to me that having to cook for 20 people around Christmas would be pretty tough since we all love to eat, so he said we should just order catering for the dinner. He said that he'd be the one paying for all of it and asked that you go ahead and choose what place you want to have cater us. Wow, he's so generous for thinking of that. He really is. Now that I think about it now, we should have been getting someone to cater us years ago. What? Why do you say that? Well, if you take last year, for example, you were asked to do so much for us for that dinner that it was really a tough time, right? I feel so bad about that, all because I wasn't able to cut well with my right wrist hurting so badly then. And at that time, my daughter was out of the country for work, so she wasn't able to help. And when it comes to my husband, he can do some basic cooking, but nothing as difficult as a full table dinner for Christmas. So, in the end, you were asked to take care of that whole entire dinner for everyone, which must have been a battle, to say the least. All of that couldn't be helped at the time, so you don't have to feel sorry for me. And I was able to learn all sorts of new recipes and actually had a blast going and cooking all of them for you guys. The fact that you would say something like that about it is why I love you so much, Rose. Well, it's because of things like that I really wish we started doing catering for our Christmas dinner a lot sooner. So this year, we're all going to be taking it really easy and having someone come to the house to leave us all sorts of food. I hope you're looking forward to that. I sure am. Thank you so much, Irene. Now I'll talk to you again soon. Sure thing. Talk to you again soon.
Hey, what the hell is all of this?
What are you talking about?
I knew it! You suck at cooking!
What the heck, Heath? I'm in the middle of going to the grocery store right now and don't have the time to listen to more of this.
Jeez. On a day when all of my family is getting together to celebrate Christmas and the family, you can't even put together a half-decent meal for us. You really are done for.
I asked what the heck you're talking about right now, so tell me. I don't get why you're sitting around at your parents' house right now making fun of my cooking still when I haven't even done anything yet.
While I was wandering around the house, I walked into the kitchen and saw all of this food on the counter.
Ah, so you're going on about that food? Considering that more of your family will all be coming over to your parents' house this year than normal, there will be a lot more mouths to feed. I think around 20 people will be around for dinner today.
I can't believe there'll be that many of us this year.
I am just as stunned by the amount of people as you are.
And you've really done it now, putting together all of that garbage for my whole entire family to eat today.
What? Garbage?
No matter how you tried to play things off, all that crap on the counter was garbage. Just looking at some of the food in those trays made me want to gag. And when I tried some of it for myself, it was actually the worst thing I'd ever tasted.
Hold on. Are you saying that you already went and had a taste of that food which is meant for all of the family to eat for dinner?
I thought it would be important for me to make sure none of it could kill someone.
You were checking to see if it was poisonous?
And after I found out how awful it really was, I took all of that food off the counter and chucked it all into the trash outside.
Huh? That was enough food to feed 20 people, and you threw it all in the trash?
I sure did. Don't make such freaking trash for my family to eat next time.
No way. I didn't even make anything for them this year.
What?
Did nobody tell you what the plan was for this year's Christmas dinner? Considering that there are so many mouths to feed this year and that we're also celebrating your grandma, your father's idea was that we order catering to come and provide all the food.
You guys bought all of that food? Weren't you supposed to be in charge of making all the food for dinner like last year?
Last year, there was your mother's wrist being injured and your older sister being out of town that led to me being the only one around who could cook. I heard that it was your father who went and paid for all of that food this time. That's why we were able to order so much.
What?
I heard that for the 20 of us that'll be eating here tonight, he had to spend close to $3,500 on the food.
He spent $3,500?
And you just went and threw that all away?
I did.
What the hell do you think you're doing, Heath?
Crap, there are a lot of upset voices coming from the kitchen right now.
Well, perhaps that's because all of the food that was ready for dinner tonight is now gone and in the trash, Heath.
Crap!
Hey, Heath, where the hell did your cowardly little ass run off to?
I can go wherever the hell I want to, right?
But there are a lot of people in the house right now who are very, very upset and want to know where the hell you're at.
No way! Do they already know that it was me who threw all the food out?
They do, because I told them it was you.
What? What the hell do you think you're doing, Rose? At a time like this, you should be trying to cover for me. How dare you easily go telling on your own husband like that?
Something like this was going to be found out whether I tried to cover it up or not.
Why do you think that?
Because the only reason something like this would have ever happened is because you were trying to pick on me again. So don't think that anyone was just going to look away from you. And besides, I'm not going to bother protecting your ass anymore anyway after how many of my nerves you've been stepping on.
Excuse me?
Anyway, just get back here instead of acting like a 5-year-old. All you're doing is wasting time for the rest of us by running around trying to avoid all of us.
You think I can go back to a place as crazy as that right now?
The only reason this place is so frickin' crazy right now is because of what you went and did. Just shut the hell up already and get your goddamn ass back here.
No, I didn't do anything wrong.
What the hell do you think you're saying at a point in time like this?
This is all your fault, you worthless, awful cook of a wife. You apologize to them all right now for your terrible cooking. Tell them that you are to blame for what happened because you've never been able to cook your own husband a decent freaking meal this whole time you've been married to him.
Rose, did Heath go over there? Nope. I made sure to look into the farthest corners of our house for him, but I couldn't find him there either. I see. Where the heck could that brat have run off to? How are things going for you all back at your place? Everyone is still very upset over what Heath went and did, and nothing's going to change that until he comes back here and takes responsibility for what he's done. And what makes things even worse is that he went and ruined his grandma's birthday by throwing out all of that food. That's a good point. And now he's just running from all of us while pushing all of the blame onto you, thinking that we'll all buy that. On top of the fact that we just had to learn how for the past couple of years now he's been torturing you by calling all of your cooking disgusting, even though you're a better cook than I am. How could a child of mine have such a rotten personality? Where did my husband and I go wrong when raising him? That's what I'd really love to know. I'm so embarrassed right now by my own son's actions. Please don't think too much about all of that, Irene. It would be one thing if Heath was still a child, but he is far too old now to be making choices like these, thinking that you should be taking responsibility for them all. That's true. Thank you for saying that. I would really love to know where that brat is hiding still. It's almost like he'd been thinking something like this would happen one day and prepared a place where he could hunker down and hide from the whole family for some time. Hey, Irene, there actually is one other place I think he might be at right now. What? And actually, I'm already arriving there now. I really do think that Heath has to be here and will be here when I go have a look. Really? Where is this place that you're talking about? This is something that I sort of felt you all would be very upset by, and so for the past few years, I never wanted to talk about it to you all. I'm sorry for not telling any of you about this, but I'm going to have to now. Rose? Do you think you can bring all of the men in the family with you when you come out here? I'll make sure to send you the address right away. Heath, I think it's time for you to get a grip and come out of there.
Did you make sure to apologize for everything you did to the rest of my family? Once I'm sure you've gone and done that, then I'll come out and go back home.
Nobody blames me for any of what happened, so even if I did apologize to them, nothing would change for you.
What?
And if you wanted to know another thing, you seem to be the only one who considers all of my cooking to be bad and disgusting.
Fine, I'm not going back there then.
So you're going to continue to run and hide from us no matter what then?
It's not like any of you guys know where I'm at right now anyway. But if you go ahead and work up the ability to apologize to my whole family for your god-awful cooking, and then say that it was your fault that all the food was thrown out, and then pay my dad back that $3,500 he spent on all of it, I might think about coming out of hiding and go back to that house. But that's only if you do all of those things for me and my family is no longer mad.
You really think that I'm going to do such an absurd thing for you?
If not, then I'm never going to leave this place.
That's totally fine, actually.
No?
I've known about where you ran off to hide long before today.
Huh?
Actually, that's the only place you could be hiding from us right now.
Wait, what is going on here?
The place you're hiding at right now is an apartment. An apartment which belongs to the 36-year-old woman named Mina, who's been working in the company cafeteria where you go eat lunch a lot of the time, right?
Why do you...
Ever since you started to really hammer it into me that I was so bad at cooking, I started to suspect that you were cheating on me.
Whoa!
Because you just randomly starting to call your own wife's cooking, which you'd been eating normally for so long, bad like that, meant that there was something up with you. I started to think that perhaps you were comparing my cooking to someone else's cooking. And after doing a little bit of investigating, a woman named Mina came into focus for me.
All of those disses about your food ended up with you thinking that I was cheating?
Now, since I'm finished explaining myself... Oh, look, the door is
Huh? The door?
I expected something like this from someone as careless as you, though. And starting right now, with both your mother and father in the lead, and them being followed by 10 other members of your family, we're coming in.
What?
And with that, here we all come.
Wait!
Rose, I'm so very sorry for all the foolish things that happened in my family that affected you. The fact that you went ahead and not only ordered all of that food for us to have after we got back home, but also went and saved my mother-in-law's birthday for her. I'm just happy I could have been some help for you all. Thank you, Rose. And I'm so sorry. Irene, you really don't have to. Nothing that happened then was your fault, and I've already gone and divorced Heath now and got the settlement that I'd asked for from him. Everything that we had wanted to happen is over with now, so there are no hard feelings towards any of you guys. Oh, thank you for saying that. Really, you are too kind of a person, Rose. But there is just one thing that I wanted to inform you of. Sure, go ahead and tell me then. My husband and I disowned Heath from our family. He said that he had paid that settlement to you, and so everything was all right for him. But that was far from the truth, after all he'd done to the rest of his family, and so there was no letting him off the hook this time, and we're all going to forget about him now. Is that right? Well, I'm glad to hear that. Also, the parents of the woman Heath has been cheating on you with said they were also going to cut ties to her. Then, that means those two really only have one another now, right? But I don't think things are going to last long. You don't think so? Not at all. Because pretty soon here his company will find out as well about what happened and will not let those two work there anymore. Oh, you think that's what will happen to them next? Well, if he ever comes back to you asking for forgiveness or anything like that, please make sure not to talk back to him and just block his number. Will do. After having talked with my lawyer a bit more, he told me not to block him just yet, in case he has anything else to say about the settlement or whatnot. So for a little while, I'll just be ghosting him. We'll start by talking about what happened after the whole entire family went and entered that apartment on Christmas Day. We made sure to block the both of them in Mina's room and waited as both of Heath's parents went and called Mina's parents, asking them to come to her apartment right away. And when they arrived, we all sat down on the floor around them and had a very long discussion that ended up lasting until morning. Following that was my divorce from Heath, not even a day later. At the time, Heath started to get all giddy about how divorcing me was a good thing, and that he'd now get to marry Mina and have her cook for him. And so, after he had been disowned by his family and had paid that settlement to me, he went and married Mina at the courthouse. However, a month after those two did end up getting married, it turned out that she never was the one actually cooking any of the food for him, and had just been bringing leftovers from the company cafeteria that whole time for him to eat. They ended up getting fired from that company not too long after he found out about that. And from there, those two got a divorce and never talked to one another again. It's been close to 6 months now since I've started to have to ignore all of the really rude messages that come from Heath all the time. He tells me all the time about how it's my fault for him ending up in a situation where his new wife cooked even worse than me, and he ended up losing everything. But then he'll have nights where he texts me saying that he wants me back, and that he had just lied about my food not being very good. It's kind of to the point now where he seems bipolar, because one part of him wants me back, while the other wants me to be blamed for what's happened to him, which really throws me off. But I kind of figured that's all he'd ever have to say to me still, and so I went ahead and finally blocked his number and have never talked to him again. Currently, I'm studying more about cooking so that next time, if I get married, I won't be beat by some cafeteria worker at my husband's company. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.